This is Joanne De Leon. Joanne started with our company as an assistant. She worked in our Mulberry Street office. She worked there for 5 years as an assistant. One day she came in, she said, you know what, I think I could do this. I'm going to get a real estate license. I want to sell real estate. I am concerned. I've never sold. I've never worked outside the home until I had this job as an assistant. She asked her manager, do you think I could do it? And Susie says, her manager says, Joanne, you can do it. We have the formula. If you follow our system, you'll be successful. And so here was the routine that they agreed on. They had a list of 7 things that Joanne agreed to do. Number 1, she agreed to show up for work. Now I point this out because, and Joanne thought this was silly. She says, I've been showing up for work for 5 years at 8 o'clock. Oh yeah, but now you're going to get a real estate license. And now you'll have every manner of excuse as to why you don't have to show up for work. Well, I got kids and I got this and I got that, you know. I'm a realtor now. I can do what I want. Well, we want you to show up for work. And well, what am I supposed to do when I get there? Well, the first thing when you come in, we want you to write 2 personal notes each day. That'll be 10 a week. That's 500 a year. We want you to start making some phone calls. We want you to schedule 2 live real estate reviews per week. This is where you have lunch with somebody and just ask how they're doing and answer any questions they have about real estate. We want you to get in flow with 50 people per week live, face-to-face or on the phone. So your kids are, she has one son that's a star basketball player. When you're at the basketball games, if you talk to 4 or 5 parents, that counts. If you have an open house and 3 people come, that counts. If you call 2 of your sellers, that counts. You just have to be live interactions with 50 people per week. You need to send out 3 mailings per month that are what we call value-added mailings. And you need to build a database to at least 200 people. And attend the weekly Ninja training and master the scripts and dialogues. Joanne, will you do that? She says, I will. Any idea what Joanne earned her first 12 months in real estate? $265,000. Okay? And by the way, this was in a declining market. Okay? And the point is this. If you focus on the right activities, the production will take care of itself. I know realtors who obsess over how much money they want to make or how many transactions they want to do. And that's good, have goals. But most importantly is do the activities that will generate the buyers and sellers and generate the goals. Okay, so you'll notice if we look back on her list, it's all activity oriented. Just do the activities, let the money will flow if you just do the right things. Action is really the answer. What is it then, if action is the answer, what holds us back? Is there anything on that list of 7 that would be hard to do? No, it's pretty simple. So what is it that keeps realtors from doing what they know will work? What holds them back? One of the things I hear all the time is fear. Well, I'm afraid to make those calls. I don't want to be considered a telemarketer. I don't want to be pursuing. Okay? Or I don't want to send that out. I don't want to be perceived as a salesperson. Okay? I'm afraid. I'm afraid they're going to think I'm a salesperson. I'm afraid that they're going to think I'm a telemarketer. Okay? And here's what I say. If you are afraid, you're thinking about yourself. Think about it. What are you afraid of? Well, I'm afraid they're going to think of me this way. Well, who are you thinking about when you're thinking about that way? Yourself. Okay, stop thinking about yourself. Stop being self-obsessed about yourself. Start thinking what? Start thinking about them, and the fear will go away. Now, this is February of this year in Seattle, downtown Seattle, Ben Royo Hall. It's a concert hall. The photograph can't capture what's really happening. There's 5 stories of people looking down on the stage. There's 2,200 amped up Windermere real estate ninja agents at this conference. Okay? And there's big music, and you can hear them out there. And we're backstage getting ready to go out on stage. And Obi Jacoby, that's his real name, who's the president, walks out on stage, and there's this thunderous roar. And I'm backstage with Nicole. And she is the marketing director for Windermere. And her eyes get about this big, and she goes, "Oh, Larry, are you afraid?" I said, no, we're going to be just fine. And she goes, "Oh, you do this so much." I said, no, wait a minute. Here's how you do this. If you're afraid, you're thinking about yourself. What I want you to do is start thinking about them. What can you do to help them in their career? You've got some great stuff. Just share that. Think about it. How I can share this stuff to help you do a better job in your business. Focus on them, and the fear will go away. And it was funny. I watched her energy settle, and she looked at me and she says, she got this big smile. She says, "Wow, this really works, doesn't it?" And I said, "Yeah, we're going to be just fine." We walked out on stage, and she knocked him dead. So what is fear? Fear is the absence of love. You can have love or you can have fear, but you can't have both. They're mutually exclusive. And so if you're into fear, by definition, you're not in love. What you want to do is get in love, and how can I spread this love to my clients? What can I do to make their day? How can I solve their pain? How can I make them feel good? So what is your mission? Our mission is to what? Spread the love. How do we do that? Why? By what? Our mission is to create value. If you create value, what? The fear will go away. Okay? Just focus on creating value. Focus on helping people. Focus on them, and you'll be fine. Let me finish with this. And let me just, before we go into the 3Ds, let me just talk a little bit about the mission. And your mission, and our mission for why we're all here today. Okay? The economists, we're going to hear some great, great people today. And I think last night I had dinner with Dr. Young. Wonderful man. Boys, he's smart. Okay? And the world economists pretty much agree on one thing. They don't always agree on everything, but they agree on one thing. They agree that the world economy will probably not come back until the U.S. economy comes back. Do you guys agree with that? And they also agree that the U.S. economy will not really be coming back and be strong until the real estate industry comes back. Would you agree with that? Okay, now who controls that? Because think about it. You could buy a house with a 13 that shows how long I've been around. I remember 13.6, 3.6% 15-year financing, 4% 30-year fixed, right? Do you have a good supply of inventory? Do you have great interest rates? Is the future bright, according to the experts, as far as Boulder, Colorado, Larimer County, Colorado in general? Yes or no? And what's holding people back? Can we help them with that? If we can, we'll help the real estate industry, which will help the U.S. economy, which will... Did you know that you're here to save the world economy? Okay? All right, so bigger mission, all right? Now, we talked about mindset, skill set, and actions, and really, another way to put that is in the 3Ds. The 3Ds, the dream, which is your mindset, being dedicated to that, which is really, are you willing to develop the skill set necessary to be great? And then finally, are you willing to take action? Are you willing to step into the fear? Are you willing to go for it? Or are you just going to sit around and watch it happen? Okay? So I'll finish up with a couple of examples outside of real estate on this. Again, this mindset, I'm going to show you some examples of people that are players versus victims. Many of you have seen this picture. I've had this on my wall since 1991. So 1991 Boston Marathon. I pulled it out for Boulder because this is the running mecca of the world. And this is a great photo. It was snapped by an amateur photographer in 1991 at the Boston Marathon at the 20-mile mark. And the 5 runners on the right there are the fastest marathoners in the world. And they're 20 miles into the race, and they're coming up on Tom Slocum, who started the race. They started the disabled runners that year, the night before. So at this point in the race, they've been on the course about an hour and a half. He's been out there all night. They finish in a little over 2 hours. He finishes in 11 hours and 48 minutes. Okay? And what's the point? They all have that dream, run the Boston Marathon. They all are out there. It's not something that's easy. It's something that's pretty hard. Okay? And Tom Slocum, look at the smile on his face. Is that the smile of a player or is that the smile of a victim? You know, he could say, well, you know, I'm disabled. Why would I do this? And he's out there going for it. In fact, I love his smile. What it says is no matter what you're doing, no matter how tough it is, what? Make sure you're having some fun. Okay? In the Chinese, this is the year of the tiger. And I saw this drawing and I said, ooh, I like that. In ninja selling, we have the tiger. I have the tiger. I said, I want to get a copy of this. And so I was checking this out, this artist, Doug Landis. And boy, he has some great art, and his brush strokes and so on are just beautiful. But what's amazing is Doug Landis is paralyzed from the neck down. He paints these wonderful paintings with a brush in his teeth. See, he could easily be the what? The victim. He's chosen to be the what? The player. Okay? Choose to be the player. Good things are happening. The future is bright. I believe right now that we have made the turn in northern Colorado, Larimer, Boulder County. I mean, it's clear. The numbers are clear. And when you've made the turn, or in the turn, it's like racing a car. When you're in the turn, what do? Accelerate. Step on the gas. This is the time to step on the gas, okay? It's the time to get into action. And if you want to know more about ninja selling, you can go to that website. And with that, I want to thank you all for inviting me. I hope you have learned something, and wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Thank you.